stay tuned and see if you get your question answered. Okay, so the deck is no longer accepting things that way, so let's try it the other way, which is a message for the twin flame and the divine masculine and divine feminine. It seems as though there was a message being said or sent, and it was not being received or accepted that way. So now it looks as though the divine masculine or the runner is going to, not necessarily the runner, but it's going to try to deliver the message another way. So some of you might have your twin flame blocked, or there might be, some sort of blockage going on with the twin flame, whether it be your past, your history, or things that may have happened. Okay, first energy with the divine masculine and divine feminine energy is the Eight of Cups, which is the card of walking away. Okay, there are things that is no longer welcoming to the divine masculine. For those of you that could have blocked your divine masculine is realizing that there may have been misled by friends. They may have been misled by past soulmates, past friendships that let them, that convinced them that there might have been a total blockage or a complete loss, a total loss within the union. So they are walking away from people who they felt like no longer supported this, they're walking away from people who they feel like did not support the union. They don't want to hang out with friends. A lot of things don't please them anymore. But those friends also told them, like, hey, listen, you need to just cut your losses and release it. So your divine masculine could have walked away from a previous relationship, or on the verge of walking away from a previous relationship. But in the midst of them walking away from that, it looks like they also had friends in the mix that was like, hey, just walk away from everything. None of that is seeming to serve you, so, just start over. Also, for a lot of the collective, it seems like a lot of the collective decided, I'm going to walk away from this situation as well. I don't want to deal with this situation either. So everything is, and at this point, everything about the divine masculine feels like they've missed out on everything. They've lost everything. And most of them are blaming their friends. So the divine masculine has not got to a place where they are looking within, taking accountability within themselves and realizing, like, hey, this is something that I did. This is something that I did to push my person away. They're not realizing that, but within this, they are going to begin to realize that after they walk away from their friends. So for most of the collective, the divine masculine is not even fully ready to come to you yet, or fully ready. If you are in communication with your divine masculine, then they're not ready to commit to you yet, because they haven't quite got to the realization that most of the things that they did is on them. So they have to do some inner reflection. So a lot of the divine masculine still have to go through the step of doing some inner. So divine masculine can be masculine, it could be a male or a female. It's really whichever part of the relationship was the runner, was the person who would get so caught up in the relationship and they would decide to, hey, this is too much, I gotta go, I gotta leave. So whoever walked away from you, for the collective, whoever walked away from you, they are now coming to the realization, because whatever they walked away from and ran towards is not doing anything for them. Okay, so in this time frame of the person who walked away from you taking time out to figure out, to get to know themselves, after they walked away from you, now they have to walk away from their friends. After they walk away from their friends, now once they end everything and they're like, hey, a lot of this stuff has to end, I have to start over, I have to find something that's right for myself. Now they're in this time of reflection where they have to figure out, okay, what is the next move? In this time of reflection, they're going to realize that they hurt a lot of people. And some of you might have even tried several times with your person and it just did not work out. So, and they were either rejecting you or pushing you away. So all of the hurt that your person caused you and all of the hurt that you felt in that relationship, now your person is feeling it, and they're feeling it like 100-fold, double times, triple times over, because you pretty much took all the brunt of that. Everything that could have happened and things that could have ended, things that could have went the other way. For you, collective, you're like, listen, I'm gonna take all this in because I want things to work. But now your twin flame, your masculine, pushed you to a place of where you're like, you can't take it on anymore. You know, like now your divine masculine has chosen to walk away from you, and in the midst of walking away from you, now they're realizing they have to walk away from their friends as well. Okay, so after they realize this and they go through their hurt, I'm not even sure. So after they realize this and they go through their hurt, let me get a clarifying card for the 10 of Pentacles, because right here it looks like, and that was at the end of the deck. So your divine masculine is really, your counterpart is really, unfortunately, they're not necessarily, they're thinking about good times, but they're also thinking about the times where y'all had some good times. So they're also thinking about those good times as well. Let me get a clarification for the 10 of Pentacles and see what's going on with the 10 of Pentacles. So yeah, so with the 10 of Pentacles, the divine masculine is also, if some of you all have a divine masculine that's considered in a relationship, they're also realizing that within this hurt, they do have other obligations. So if your counterpart has family or other obligations elsewhere, they are focusing on how can they tend to those. They're also, and if your divine masculine is your family, or they do have a family with you, they're also thinking back on how they could have been better for you and y'all family, how they could have stepped up, how they could have shown more love. So they're just sitting back and they're reflecting on things that they should have offered you, things that they could have offered you. It's like that, it's all the things, like the Maxwell song, all the things this woman's worked. They're thinking about all the things that they could have done, all the things that they could have said, all the ways that things could have been better between you, and they missed out on that opportunity. Let me keep clarifying this. Yeah, they're thinking about how they hurt you, 10 of Swords. So they're thinking about how they hurt you. They want to come back. They want to apologize. They want to do things better. For some of you, you could have been dealing with the situation for 10 months, 10 years. You're not quite at the full complete cycle. Others of you are at a complete cycle, and some of this could have started in like the year 2020 is when the cycle could have began to start for you. And I'm still clarifying this card. I didn't mean to keep clarifying this card. So Judgment is at the bottom of the deck, so Judgment is for sure coming in for a lot of you. And like I said, some of you may have blocked it. I see this 9. I see the 9 of Wands, also the 10 and the 9 of Cups. So a lot of you could have blocked what was coming in. You could have your counterpart blocked, or your counterpart could have spent so many years, maybe even 9 years, but so many years blocking what this love could, like the love could have been, or their wish fulfillment, things that they want, they're blocking it. So your counterpart is putting a huge block up. So now it's like it's your turn to put a block up on everything, right? See 11 on the timer. So further clarifying this 10 of Pentacles, so we can get back into the main tarot. Further clarifying this 10 of Pentacles is the Page of Swords, the 6 of Wands, and now the Knight of Swords. So this person is looking at you. They're watching you do better. So you have the 10 of Pentacles. So now they're like, oh, these are things that I could offer them. So your person wants to get back and come and offer you commitment, stability, all of that. But they're also looking at you and seeing how you're doing now. They're successful. They're asking about you. People are probably talking about you like, hey, I seen them the other day. They look great. Or they can see it for themselves. And the crazy thing is, your person doesn't know how they're going to come to you and talk to you and sit and ask you and talk to you about how things could be better. They don't know how they're going to do that because there's so much hurt there. And they spent so much time trying to be hard, and so much time trying to mask their emotions. Because the Devil card came out anyway. So much time trying to mask their emotions. So now their fears and everything is like, okay, there's something that's keeping them from coming to talk to you. And that could be insecurities, that could be fears, that could be they're afraid to, come and communicate with you. They're also still attached to how things ended between you and them. So however things were into the past, however that ending went, they're still attached to that. They're still like, okay, well, I'm not sure if this person is even going to accept me back, because the last time that we spoke, or the last time that things ended with us, you know, it was pretty bad. So this person is still thinking about that, and it's causing them to be afraid to even approach you, because they're afraid that you're going to reject them just based off the last time that y'all communicated. Again, they're sitting back thinking how things could have been better, what they said when they walked away, how things ended, you know, like the Hermit card. The Hermit card is sitting here and looking back at everything. They're sitting there and they're shining there. The star is right there in the middle, so it's like they're shining a light on, you know, everything that happened, when it happened, when they walked away, how things ended, you know, how bad it was, how hurtful it was, because at this time, you know, you thought that there's a Three of Cups, they thought that everything was good. So this person chose to take everything as a total loss and walk away. So they looked at you as a total loss, like you weren't going to do anything for them, like you weren't like it, you weren't everything. So they looked at you like you were the Eight of Cups, when really you were the Nine of Cups and the Ten of Cups, but they didn't acknowledge that, so they walked away. Now they're like, dang, I hurt my person. So now they're realizing how they hurt you is how they're hurting. So this person is your person is waiting now. They're waiting and trying to decide, what can they say, what can they do to come back? What can they offer you? They feel like they don't have enough to offer you, just even based off how things were in the end. They're feeling like they don't even have enough to offer you. They don't, what can I give them? So they're putting you on a pedestal now. So in the past, when they didn't know, this is how they look at you now. So they're like, listen, they're like, listen, I don't have a lot, but you know, I got this. So it could be an apology, it could be a text message, it could just be them reaching out, trying to figure out what's going on. And they would be right. That little pebble that they're trying to give you is not enough for how they hurt you. So they're just trying to figure out, what can they offer you. So for some of you, your person might come back with an offer that you're going to be like, you know, like, do you know what happened? Do you know how you did me, how you made me feel? And even though you have forgiveness in your heart, you're still like, I mean, I don't know. You know, even though you have forgiveness, it's like, am I doing good without you? Am I doing better without you? Do I want what you offer me? Do I want what I already have? You know, can I just move forward? So your person is sitting there waiting, and for some of you, your person is going to be like, forget it. I'm just going to go ahead and make this offer, like, you know, and they want to give you the world. They want to move forward, but then they're like, I'm just going to go ahead and make this offer. See, you know, if they'll accept it. A lot of you, your person has to travel towards you, so they're going to communicate about traveling towards you. And for some of you, it's just a travel in general. They may have moved closer to you. They may want to move closer to you. They may know that you stay at a distance from them, so they want to come see you. They want you to come to them. They're just trying to figure it out. Okay, so these fell. I kind of want to take these, but I don't know. I'll say this, since they did fall on the floor, I will say this. I wouldn't say that this is directly a part of your reading, but I will say that outside of you, there are secrets. Outside of your relationship, there are secrets that have not been quite told to you yet. And a lot of you feel like there are possibly your person could have something else, or maybe they left you for someone else. Maybe they left you to make an offer to someone else, or they're trying to figure things out. For others of you, your person is getting into spirituality outside of you. You have opened up your person's eyes to trying to figure out this spirituality, like what's going on. And some of them even like spirit animals now. They feel like they're into spiritual animals. A lot of you, your person is just really to pack up and move on from the past. They don't want to talk about the past. They're like, listen, let's just leave it alone. Let me put this back in my deck. They're like, listen, let's just leave it alone. Let's move forward. But there are secrets that are coming into play here for your person. Everything is just jumping out here, y'all. I'm not going to catch all this stuff. And I already had the deck shuffled, and I'm shuffling it again. So for me to already have the deck shuffled and to be pulling cards, and now I'm shuffling it again, your person is just like trying to figure this out. And it's like they want to change their fate, but they cannot change their fate. The only thing that they can do is go deep inside their mind and figure it out, and only they can, you know, release themselves from this mental blockage that they have. So they're shuffling things around, trying to figure out another way that they can go and another way to figure things out. And the reality of it is I mean, they have the power to do it. And I am still shuffling. This is really just a test run, so I'm not gonna upload. I might upload this, because even though I'm just doing a test run, this is actually a pretty good reading. I'm just charging my headphones. I'm charging my headphones because I'm gonna wear my headphones later, and I'm just gonna do a little test run and see how this is working out. But I don't know, I might have to upload this, y'all. If I could just edit it a little bit, because this is pretty good. Okay, so the Seven of Swords comes after the Eight of Swords. So that's also letting me know that your person, they're trying to come back to you. They're trying to figure out how they come back to you and apologize. But it's like, instead of moving forward and they're gonna go through the dark night of the soul. They're gonna go through being wary, being anxious. So instead of your person being anxious, and then so you go from the 8 to the 9 to the 10, and then you get past everything, right? They're afraid for what lies ahead. They're afraid, they're so anxious. So they're in their mind, they're worried about their inner mind, and all their fears are just only their fears themselves. So instead of being you know what, I'm gonna probably be up at night, I'm probably anxious about this, I'm probably gonna, I don't know if this person's gonna come out of the bag, my person will come out of the bag on me, I don't know if my person's gonna take me back, but forget it, I'm just go ahead and put that final knife in and just take it and heal, and just heal everything and just move forward. Your person decides to say, well, maybe, same thing with the Seven of Pentacles. So practically and mentally, your person is not fully ready. Got the Seven, so there's a lack of self-confidence for sure. The Seven of Pentacles, they decide, even though they're not ready, they don't have everything they need, they decide, I'm just going to give you what I can, right? That's what the practical here. So they might come to you not fully ready. Then, but their mind is not fully free. So instead of them mentally maturing, instead they're going to, let's see what they're going to be deceiving themselves about. Let's see what they're going to deceive themselves about. So instead of them fully maturing, they don't fully mature, because they go from the 7 right back to the 8. So instead of this person, so this person is your person is trying to escape the inevitable, right? So they end up lying to themselves. They end up kind of sneaking off, trying to figure things out. Or maybe even your person comes to you and says some things to you that you end up saying, what are you talking about? Like that, are you okay? So instead of your person actually coming to you and saying what they need to say, they come to you with some slick stuff, trying to figure out how to get you back, because they just need they need you back so desperately that they still end up losing you. And then they go right back into the 8 of Swords. You know why? Because they end up not fully having all the mental capacity and information that they need. They don't have all the mental maturity that they need in order to even get you back. So now they go back to the 8 of Swords, but now they go back in a roundabout way. And you're just sitting there looking away from them. And they're still looking like they're beating themselves up now, because now they're looking like, I told you this wasn't going to work. I told you we weren't going to get away with it. And you're just looking away like, okay, whatever. And this, because this is divine feminine, doesn't mean it doesn't mean it's male or female. It could be either or. So let's see about how your divine masculine, your twin flame, is going to go about this. So that is crazy. Okay. For this to drastically, something is up here. For this to drastically jump from, your masculine is not giving up. So this is how your masculine is going to go about it. Because whatever they're trying to do, so what you need to do, Twin Flame, what you need to do is just remain poised. Because whatever your person is trying to do, you are still not having it. Like, you're looking away from it. That's only going to promote your person to do this, you know. And if you, and this is what all you see, you're like, no, I don't see any of the lies, the deceit coming to me half-hearted. You trying to figure it out. You trying to make, I don't have time for that. And the Eight of Wands is at the bottom of the deck. So you're, and then the Justice card, which is my Twin Flame card. So it's number 11. So I do see your person, they're coming to talk. They want to just like make things right. And you are talking to them too. Like, listen, if you not saying something that, you know, is going to bring balance back to this, if you're not moving like that, because the King of Wands is all about action. So y'all are talking, there's talk and there's action. So I do see your person, you know, backing up everything that they're saying. Okay, this could be in Cancer season. This could be in the month of July. For me, Cancer season is in June as well. So in August, June, July, and July and August is Cancer season for me. So a lot of these things could be happening in the month of August, or it can start in July and it can go into the month of August with the Eight of Wands here. But there is some communication, a lot of communication. A lot of action, a lot of communication, a lot of moving forward. The Moon card. So there's something that happened here with this past full moon. And that's not the only moon card that was actually here. So this person during this last moon, they did walk away from something. So this last full moon, this moon is Scorpio. This last full moon. And for many of you, it's just this last moon cycle in general. A lot happened this last moon cycle in general. So yeah, this person is walking away, and by the time you get to this next moon cycle, look at the King of Cups hanging out at the bottom of the deck again, or in the deck again. So by the time you get to this next moon, I see your person coming in. So it's just a period of waiting, your person gaining a new perspective, and they're also waiting for you to gain a new perspective too. So they're wanting you to look at things from a new perspective as well. And don't make any final judgments. Don't finalize anything until you've looked at it from a new perspective. Once everyone has looked at it from a new perspective, is what they're assuming, is what they want to happen, then that's when they feel like, you know, things can come together and things can, you know, move and be better again. Yeah. This person thinks you're beautiful. You have the Empress card with the Knight of Cups. This person thinks you're very, very beautiful. So they're trying to figure out how can they come towards you. And they were a little skeptic about you at first, but this person is no longer, they were kind of like, they weren't sure how you were moving, especially with some of you, you're very attractive. So they weren't really sure how you were moving, how you were doing things, or even if what they were doing was enough. So like I said, this person has a lack of self-confidence, but they weren't even sure what they were doing was enough for you if you truly wanted them. Or maybe you wanted other people were wanting you or fighting for you. So they weren't even sure if they had enough for what it takes. They felt like maybe they didn't have enough for you, or you were going to leave them. Some of you could have a child with this person, or a child in common, or you could talk about children, or you might have children, but there are children present. Others of you, this person nurtures your inner child. Like, you two nurture each other's inner child. If you're not at that child age or bearing age, but you nurture this person's inner child, and they want to nurture your inner child as well. They want you to move forward past things that have really gotten out of hand, that could have been handled better, and they're hoping that you forgive them. This is what Spirit is asking you to move like, though. You have to be the Queen of Wands. You have to be willing to hear them out, because everything that you went through has made you stronger, but it's also made you more open to listen to them. So they're wanting you to be more you are supposed to be skeptical this time. Normally it is your masculine or your partner that seems to be more skeptical, or you seem like you were constantly trying to prove yourself or show your love to this person, and they didn't do anything but walk away. So now Spirit is asking you to be more skeptical. Like, yeah, hear them out, that's fine, but don't completely fall for everything, because with the Six of Swords and the Queen of Swords here, there's potential for the Seven of Swords, but with you being the Queen of Swords, you're cutting all that out, all the lies, the deception, deceits, anything. If we're going to move forward, then I need complete honesty. I need complete transparency. I'm not allowing for anything else. I don't want any of this to happen again. I don't want any conflict. You need to let me know if you have any other things that are conflicting with us moving forward, because queens, whether you're masculine or man or woman, you have to remain stoic in your emotions, stay in your mind, and be like, okay, what exactly is this, and what do we have going on, and how are things going to be moving forward? Because I'm not going to allow anything, whether we are soulmates or not, whether we're meant to be together or not, whether we have history or not. A lot of you have history with your twin flame, so whether we have history or not, a lot of you have a soulmate nostalgic feeling with your twin flame. But whether we have history or not, I'm not going to allow it, because I need you to continue to give your time to me. For a lot of you, your person wasn't giving you the time and effort that needed to be done. They were trying to share it between two people, or they were trying to split it between two different things, person, places, or things. And you're like, listen, I need the time. If you're not willing to give me the time, if you're not willing to show me what we have to make this happen, I need to see all of that in order for us to have a new start, in order for us to move past the past like nothing ever happened, and for us to have this new start. You know, you still have this dog there, so there's loyalty there, there's commitment there, but in order for us to move forward, I want to move forward, you want to move forward, in order for us to move forward, we need to have this new start. For a lot of you, this is what your person is ready to, you know, with a new start, they want to consummate that new start. Okay, they're like, yeah, I do want a new start, I want to move forward, but can we consummate it? Even if you are already in a marriage or a commitment or a relationship with your twin flame, this energy is still there in the relationship, okay? This energy is still there. So, yeah, so this person wants to consummate everything as far as moving forward. Now, for a lot of you, the Seven of Cups is here. And let's clarify the Seven of Cups. Okay, so for the Seven of Cups, there is something that your masculine wants to know. A lot of you, your masculine could be dealing with a mental illness, and they are needing to go and get a community. Like a lot of you, this is the first thing I feel too. Like some of you, your person is dealing with a mental illness, could be a mental disability, anything that causes them some type of emotional or mental impairment. A lot of them are dealing with that. So there's conversations about them getting together and seeking help within a community, whether they're in a church, or whether they are going to see a therapist, or whether they are going to consult with friends and family. But I see them consulting with people, you know, working together with people, coming together, trying to see how they can clear their mind of all of this, and so that they can become the King of Swords and have that mental clarity and have that sound mind. Now, in order for y'all to go into the commitment that is going forward for you, it might look a little bit like, because this person has strong values. And if it's not your person, then it's you that have strong values. So there's still some things that needs to be talked about, things that needs to be moving forward. So for others of you, there is a part of where your counterpart has to be able to stand up to their family and have to remove themselves from the confusion that their family brought into them, or that their past has brought towards them. So a lot of them need to free themselves from that situation. Now, with the Hierophant and the Queen of Pentacles and the Six of Wands here, this person just really wants to be able to be, they just want you to be happy. You know, they want both of you to be happy. They want both of you to move forward and have that stability. A lot of you could be dealing with a Taurus, Capricorn, maybe even a Leo. okay? And an Aries as well. But they want to be able for you two to move forward and have a solid commitment, and they want you to, it's all about what they want. Wow, the Nine of Pentacles. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, wait a minute. Why does it always seem to be about what 333 on the timer? Why does it always seem to be about what your counterpart, what they want? Okay, so hopefully this doesn't get to a place of where you're going back into a circle, especially with this Six of Wands here and this reef at the top. Hopefully it doesn't get to a place of where y'all are going back into a cycle and where your counterpart becomes too back caught up in themselves again, because I do see you looking at this pentacle. It's bigger now. It's not the Page of Pentacles anymore, but I do see you looking at this pentacle like, we could have been better, you know. So it's almost like things are going towards karmic again, because here goes your masculine, here goes your person, and this Nine of Pentacles feeling, and here are you sitting back here looking at this one pentacle. And it could have been the Ten of Pentacles. This is what your masculine wanted from the beginning. Wanted this family. So as y'all are moving forward, trying to figure things out, the Nine of Pentacles comes in the Ten of Pentacles. So we have to remind our person that this is not just about them, because they begin to become selfish. They begin to become selfish, self-centered, and focused within themselves. And that I understand now. I get now why there's a cycle at the beginning of it. There's a cycle. Everything comes full circle. There's a cycle. So there also, though, there is a need for your divine masculine to keep. There's 4 people going on in your person's life, in your twin flame's life, whether it's divine masculine or divine feminine. There's 4 people going on in the life of where they need to learn, like, that instead of them being so involved in your relationship, so into the relationship, y'all need to learn how to keep these people on the outside, you know, because it's causing y'all to burn the candles at 2 ends. It's causing y'all relationship to be all over the place, running wild. You're trying to please this person, please that person, and a lot of things just need to be kept on the outside. You need to fight for your relationship, fight for this bond, because there's going to be a lot of situations to where people from the outside feel like they have more insight into your relationship than you have, especially if your twin flame union rose from untraditional situations that most people would have been like, would have given up on. So there's going to be a lot of people that they have it's a lot of wanting to stay. So there's a lot of intuition coming in. There's a lot of knowing. So a lot of you know. A lot of you just know. You like, I already know we're going to go through this cycle again. I already know. I don't want to go through it, but I feel it every time. So you already know. You already feel it. You already know when it's coming. You already feel it. Look at the Queen of Cups. And look at the Queen of Cups right here. So you already know, you already feel it, you're already like, I can see this happening, you know. And for honestly, I understand that I do get that you see it happening, but for the most part, you have to be able to know it, see it, and figure out how to maneuver it, and figure out how to, you know, get around it and make things turn in your favor and make things move for you in your favor. Okay, so if not, then it becomes too burdensome and you won't be able to, you feel like you can't carry all of it by yourself. If not, you know, and it's almost like a lot of you feel like this is too much because there's not a lot of direction. You can't really see where you're going. I don't understand where we're going. I don't get it. You know, I feel like I'm carrying all this. I'm trying to hold all of this together, but I don't see anything. I don't have no direction. I'm just holding everything, and there's literally no direction. It's just you kind of, you know, bossing it around, and you just trying to rule with an iron fist and putting your foot down on everything. And I really literally have I don't know where I'm going. So the Empress did come out, but the Empress came out so early on in the reading, and the Emperor is finally here. So it's like the Emperor comes out, he's finally here, and it's like, are you arrogantly here? Like, you know, are you here, or like, are you arrogantly here? And is God in this? So there's a lot of arrogance. There's a lot of hurt. Okay, so the Emperor has the power to hurt you, which is also your person. Your person has the power to hurt you. You're working backwards. So the Emperor works backwards. So the Emperor was able to, the Emperor skips a step. Your person skips a step. They go from the 7 of Swords to 8 of Swords, then to the 10 of Swords, you know, and then now they're at the 9 of Swords. So there's, unfortunately, your person feels like they just cannot get it right. They feel like they just cannot get it right. You know, they feel like that you're not satisfied with nothing that they do, like they just cannot get it right. So there's a lot of self-fulfilling narcissistic traits, you know, and not that your person is a narcissist, but they could be so involved in such a low vibration that they're not getting that they're actually hurting people. And to avoid getting hurt and to be the one that comes out on top, it seems like they end up being the one. And now this person is holding the 3 of Swords. So this person does end up getting hurt, you know, eventually. This person does end up getting hurt, but not before they let everybody else kind of deal with the hurt too, deal with the hurt themselves, okay? Yeah, 9 of Cups. So this person is all about fulfilling themselves and making sure their emotions are good, making sure that they are safe. They've got their arms crossed. Let's see why. Yeah, they're focusing on themselves. They're trying to build themselves. But let's see why your person seems to be kind of taking this 180. This 180 that appears to be a 360. It's a 180 at first. Now it appears to be a 360. And they're going back to where they started. Now, everything is a cycle, though, a spiral. So you're going to see the same thing is just going to be going upward. So even if your person is seeming like they're going back to how they used to be, this person could be going back to how they used to be, but at a higher level. And it's pretty much, it's really up to you because they're still doing the inner work. It just seems like they're moving really slow with the Knight of Pentacles. Like this, like they're going to move really slow. But in their mind, they're being strategical and they're really trying to figure it out. You know, in their mind, they're doing the best thing, that they can. So it's really up to you to see the brighter side of things and to really ask yourself, can you deal with it? No, you don't have to deal with it at all. You know, you don't have to, but it's really up to you whether you decide like, okay, I do see that this person does have these traits, because who your person is at their core is who they are at their core. So it's up to you to be like, okay, I do see my person has these traits, but can I deal with it? Or, you know, should I just move forward? I guess this 3 of Cups is in reverse, y'all. Looks like they are saying that it is best if you take your space. You know, take your space, take some personal space, and, you know, focus on yourself, focus on new endeavors. A lot of you could be going into contracts with other people, signing new contracts with other people. And others of you, if you're dealing with a divorce, if you are going through a divorce, then that's gonna be finalized. There's no need for reconciliation. There's no need to go back to that. It's just over with. You're going to be able to sign those papers and, you know, peacefully get out of that, you know, and you're going to be taking some time to rest because now you have the Ace of Swords and the 4 of Swords now. And this also could be your person too, you know, however you see fit. But it goes from the 5 of Swords of hurting people and coming out on top, thinking that you're winning, to actually, now this is still the 5 of Swords, but there's truth now. And now this person realizes, again, you know, but on a more mature level, because at first this person was realizing it with the 3 of Swords separate. Now this person has the 3 of Swords over them, and it's not hurting them anymore, you know, and it's not hurting you. They're not looking to hurt anyone anymore. They're just looking to rest and heal, take some time, and then come back with this clarity. So like I said, it's up to you if you want to step away from the situation or if you kind of want to stick around. Either way, though, your person does come into clarity. It's just whether y'all come into clarity. This is whether y'all come into clarity together or whether y'all can come into clarity apart. You know, so after this person heals and then they have the strength to, you know, come towards you and communicate with you. There's apologies again. More and more apologies, okay? More and more apologies from this person. You know, more and more just waiting, trying to figure it out, just making sure. You got the Page of Wands and then also the Three of Wands, okay? So this person is trying to see, like, okay, I want to come to you. I want to offer you this wand. Like, they're very excited about it. Even though this is a page, this is childlike energy. But this is also, on top of it being childlike energy, this is also energy of them being confident and having a new start. So you kind of do want that childlike energy when you're looking for a new start, because it's full of forgiveness. It's full of, we can do this. It's full of optimism. You know, there's no pessimism. They're ready to start over, and you are just moving on with your life, taking your time, your personal space, working on your self-development. A lot of you are building businesses and, you know, making the connections that you need to make. And then this is your person, like, I'm ready. Four of Wands is relationships and twin flames. So, you know, this is your person coming in with that fourth wand, like, look what I can do. Like, look what I have now. Look what I got for you, you know. So I'm going to stop it there. I almost went through the whole deck, y'all. So I'm going to stop it there. And this is just a test run. Might upload it, you know. And just don't take it to heart. I upload this. And I will be back with a legit reading once my microphone upload. I'll have the background and things like that. And you won't have to see all of that and all of this. So, alright, y'all.